You're this perp back with another video and just got done watching episode 5 of Dispatches from Elsewhere. This is the Clara episode. This is an episode I was not expecting to get so soon and they were going to wait, but I'm glad that we got it because I gotta say this episode is very inspiring and just wow, really blown away by the writing and just the direction it went. And I've been really enjoying this whole season. But before I get into the review, hit the like button, follow me on Twitter at perpminer420, and subscribe. With all that being said, let's get right into this episode because I don't want to waste no more time. We finally get more backstory on Clara and what she is and who she is. She is more than just an idea, no pun intended, but the whole gang is here. They're still trying to find Clara, but it's not exactly what they expect to find, and it's pretty much a mural of her in a window, and we dive into her backstory, which I thought this was a really well put together backstory as she's narrating while they're reading her story, and that was really interesting in a creative way. This show has been really creative on how they just are telling this story. I like how it starts all black and white and then everything goes into color. We see who Clara's best friends were and just her upbringing in Fishtown, and how she just became inspired by this idea. This is what she calls it, is an idea. And I feel like we all have this in ourselves and we just have to manifest it. And that was pretty much the gist that I got from Clara, that she is what she calls herself, a creative. And the first thing she creates gets everybody's attention and they're able to just make something beautiful. And there's a lot to just be said about that. You know, they call it the divine nonchalant, which I really like that. It's a creative way of just using your brain. And that leads our group to try to find their own divine nonchalant, or find their own elsewheres, which this episode has so many different meanings that can relate to so many different people. You know, you have Simone trying to find what where her elseworld is. Same thing with Peter, which leads him to get fired from his job, but he quit. I'll get into that a little bit later. You know, Janice is going through her thing. Fredwin is doing his thing, and it's just, we get this dope ass scene where we see what she's created for this town, and it's just, this was a beautiful shot, just colorful, vibrant. I can't wait to see this on like 4K or something like that, if they put this on Blu-ray or put this on Netflix. This scene looked amazing. But of course, you know, when somebody has a great idea, other things come into play and they get noticed, and you see this new character get introduced that works for Octavio. I didn't catch her name, but you know, I like how through all this colorful, you know, presentation, we see this lady come out of this car just dressed in all black like she's ready for a funeral. And there's a lot to be said about what was going on with Clara and the Jujun Institute. You know, it's like you come up with an idea and a corporation wants to just steal that idea and manipulate it for their own good. And that's what they pretty much try to do with Clara. You know, she meets Octavio and tries to win her over by some chocolate milk, which that would have worked for me, honestly, and pretty much denies him, which doesn't really sit well with him, but I'll get back to that. You know, the gang is still trying to find more and more clues. Peter is definitely completely different now that he quit his job or got fired. He feels a lot more free. You know, And everybody's kind of going through different emotions while we're still reading the story and getting the backstory of Clara. So going back to Clara, she denied Octavio's offer to join him and ends up sending the chick that we seen earlier in the episode after Clara to snatch her up. And I really like these little animations that they do. It's so interesting. It's different. I've never really seen that before in a show, but you know, that's how she pretty much disappeared. She got snatched up. Don't know if she's still alive. She might be a lot older, but we do find out that this whole story was real, and that mural that she drew, the first mural she drew, still exists. The whole story exists. So the search for Clara continues, but Janice is kind of feeling some type of way towards Fredwin, so there's definitely going to be, I don't really know how that's going to play out, but what do you think about this episode in comments below? Let me know. But until next week, I will see y'all later. Peace.
When are we going to understand that we are put on earth to love? That's all it's about. Everybody want to figure out how complicated life is and break it down. This is what I truly think. I really think that it's going to keep going on. War going to keep going on. Frustration going to keep going on. Anger going to keep going on till we finally go back down to the simplest word, love.